and roll headline news, and here's Chris Caputo.
All right, let's start with some festival stuff because we're talking about it. M3 Festival just announced their lineup. Actually, today, a couple days ago. Hang on, sorry, I have the article here. I have the lineup here too. Because I saw someone share it on their Instagram story. I believe Mr. Frost. He's totally dude, not a chick, by the way.
Yes.
Shared on his Instagram stories. This is actually a pretty cool lineup. You have Sebastian Bach playing there. Stephen Percy and Warren DeMartini are reuniting to perform classic Rat songs. You have a lot of like 80s bands here. Ace Frehley, if he hopefully doesn't show up while he's drunk or something, you know. I don't know.
Let's not go overboard now with our
Warren
wishful thinking.
there, Winger, Lita
I like
Ford.
Winger.
Oh, please. Winger were ruined because of that one kid on Beavis and Butthead who wore that shirt. And their career's done because of that. Yeah. Also, that song 17 is just terrible. I don't like it.
Oh, was that Winger?
That's Winger.
That was Poison. Oh,
okay. No. Easy now. Don't be accusing Bret Michaels of things. He's actually decent. But I think like the biggest news from also Steven Adler's playing M3 Festival this year. Hopefully the lights are good for him, so he won't no-show.
I was about to say, I hope they got the lights fixed for the festival.
Yeah, but I think the biggest news of this one, David Lee Roth is coming out of retirement. He's going to be headlining M3 as well.
Oh, nice.
Which is interesting because I know they're re-releasing his albums that he released on Warner Brothers. I know those are getting remastered to being released the next couple weeks, which is awesome because like trying to listen to Yankee Rose on like streaming sucks.
Oh,
because it hasn't been mastered properly. It sounds like so low in the mix.
So, how long's it been since David Lee's been in retirement?
I know he was supposed to do a Vegas residency in 2022. I think he only did a couple shows through, and then like he just stopped halfway through and said, "I'm retiring." Or I don't think he even played those shows at all. From what I can recall, the last time he played was probably when he was opening for Kiss in like early 2020, and then COVID happened.
Oh wow!
So it's been quite a while, and I think he retired, I believe, in 2022. But I think, and we've seen like throughout the last couple of years, he's been releasing his own re-recorded versions of certain Van Halen songs and other little original things that I think he had planned for an album that didn't really come to fruition. So he just released them as singles on streaming platforms and stuff.
Right on. Well, be good to see David Lee come back.
Hell yeah, we'll see, man. If you can, hit those notes still, do some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll still be better than most guys, He's always going to be better than Vince Neil, so suck up on that. And continuing on with festival news, Warped Tour, the 30th anniversary. We finally got some bands, not all of them. We have some. Depending on which the dates you're going to, you may get similar lineups or different people playing in there. But we have so far, I think, Simple Plan, Bowling for Soup. Bowling for did I say that?
Oh,
Bowling
dude, I'd love to see Bowling for Soup.
They're pretty cool, man. Like I've seen them do just like random covers of shit, and they're actually pretty good. Especially because they're like in on the whole joke that like people think they did Stacy's mom, but it's not them. It's like, yeah, we just record our own version of it, and so fuck it.
Oh, really? I want to get that. Do they got a studio version, or is it like?
Yeah, it's been recorded. It's been like I think they did like last year or something.
Oh, nice. I'll have to.
They're like, oh, people think we did that song. All right, sure, we're gonna do our own version of it.
Yeah, I didn't know that 1985 was a cover though. I learned that on this show.
Yeah, they reworked that. I believe that was originally an SR-71 song, and then they did their own version of it, a much better version, I must say.
Yes.
Because SR-71 did a similar song like 1985. It's called Axl Rose, and it's a much better version of that same sort of someone stuck in the 80s and just doesn't like today's music.
Nostalgia.
Sort of like a nostalgia, like sort of like talking about a boomer and stuff. But like the Axl Rose song they did was pretty cool because you actually hear them play some riffs from classic GNR songs.
Yeah, we'll have to listen to that on here one day. We might. What do you guys think? Should we have an episode about Axl Rose SR-71?
I think that would make for a good shotcast. Maybe we'll see. I would be down for it. But speaking of, sorry, we went back to Warped Tour. Yeah, Bowling for Soup, Simple Plan's been announced at some shows. Pennywise, The Main, Who else is here? That 311's actually been confirmed for the Long Beach shows.
Hey, yeah, the band that we didn't know what the fuck they were.
It's coming full circle. It's funny. I was just watching the short of that on YouTube before we went on the air. I was like, oh, I remember when we talked about this.
That short actually got a lot of views, so thank
I'm
you guys.
surprised. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, Warped Tour is doing a weird thing where they're only doing three cities, and they're all like at different times of the year. So I have so June 14th to 15th, they're in Washington. July 26th, 27th. Yeah, July 26th, 27th, they're in Long Beach, and then all the way in November, they're doing 2 days in Orlando. So it's gonna be the same lineup, I guess, for those weekends that they do it at. Some of the bands might change, but they've only announced like a few so far because like the other like 85-90% of it still barred out and blacked out. We have a few so far.
Okay.
And I think they're going to keep announcing more, it seems like. So,
well, stay tuned for more updates on that, I guess.
Warped Tour.
What else you got?
What else we got? Oh, here we go. Gilby Clarke just got recruited to be Alice Cooper's guitarist for his upcoming tour. He's basically a fill-in for a fill-in, which is a crazy story. So originally it was supposed to be, I believe, Nita Strauss. I think she's still Alice Cooper's guitarist. And then
I thought she quit.
No, I think she did for a bit, then came back recently. So she was originally replaced by Orianthi, the Australian girl who was supposed to be Michael Jackson's guitarist before his tour got kiboshed because of him dying.
Oh well.
Yeah. But she was pretty fucking cool. I remember seeing that This Is It documentary when that came out in theaters, and she was like ripping some good stuff. She's a good guitarist. And then due to unforeseen circumstances, she can't make it. So now we have Gilby Clarke in here.
Nice.
So if you want to see Gilby Clarke playing with Alice Cooper, we got a few shows coming up. We're in Augusta, Georgia, North Carolina. There's an Alabama show February 4th, and a lot of Florida shows coming up. So they're taking place between the 31st of January all the way till about February. Actually, all the last ones are actually on a Rock Legends cruise. So February 13th to the 17th, they'll be sailing the high seas from Miami.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, man.
I think I'd still rather have Nina if I had to pick.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But I mean, things happen. At least he's able to find a replacement. But yeah, Gilby Clarke. I mean,
interesting. Yeah, it's not bad.
You got some, crossover there.
Yeah.
Moving on. Here we go. Aerosmith. Here we go. We have some Aerosmith news. I remember we talked about it, I believe, last week. That Steven Tyler is still recovering, he's still doing well, and it looks like 3 of the 5 members of Aerosmith will be reuniting at Steven Tyler's upcoming Grammys party. So this is a thing that Steven Tyler's been doing, the 6th annual Jam for Janie. So he does like a viewing party, a Grammys viewing party for his Janie's Fund, which provides care to girls and young women who have suffered abuse.
What a missed opportunity to not call it Janie's Got a Fund.
Oh my god! I mean, it is named after the song. It would be perfect. I know, it's crazy. But also this year, the Jam for Janie is going to be benefiting those affected by the recent LA wildfires as well. I know a lot of people have been setting up donations and stuff for that as well. I know that we have the LA the Fire Aid, those 2 shows that are happening very soon, I believe. Big lineups there as well. But yeah, speaking of this Aerosmith reunion, well, so far, Steven Tyler's going to be there, Tom Hamilton, also Joe Perry, so the 3 members of Aerosmith. No word on if they're going to have Brad Whitford or Joy Kramer there. We'll see. Also going to be there, Billy Idol, Joan Jett, Tom Hamilton, our favorite wig-wearing drumming assassin Matt Sorum, and Nuno Betancourt from Extreme.
Okay, well, that's interesting. What else you got?
I got 2 more here actually. So speaking of, let's move over to Paul McCartney. Is imploring the British government to protect artists as it considers a copyright law update that he believes would make it easier to rip off creators. So here it says the UK government is currently consulting on proposals that would allow tech companies to use copyrighted material to train AI via text and data mining, unless the right holders opt out of this sort of thing. And McCartney believes this is result in a loss of creativity, um, you know, all that sort of stuff. And I kind of agree with him about that. He goes on to quote here. You get young guys and girls coming up. They write a beautiful song. They don't own it. They don't have everything to do with it. And anyone who wants to can just rip it off. Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff going on with that too. Like, I think Spotify even is getting like accused of, uploading AI content, and they're benefiting from it. So, which is kind of fucking shady.
Yeah, AI music just absolutely sucks.
Yeah. I mean, this one kicks ass though.
It's just long as fuck.
Hey. That's me.
He's a ninja in the streets, but when he licks his lips, he's a warrior in the sheets. The women all moan to the master of.
I don't want to get us kicked off YouTube doing these gestures.
All right.
Yeah. See, like AI, like doing that stuff is for like shit. It's for fun. We don't use it like as like, oh, we're gonna totally release this on Spotify. Unless people want us to, sure, then give us the money. But yeah.
We're waiting until Caputo comes back to America to shoot the Cunnilingus Kung Fu music video.
One of these days we'll get around to it. It's many years in the making. Like that one Guns N' Roses documentary we've been waiting on since '94. So yeah,
it's in a fucking not ain't in a vault. It's on somebody's shelf in their closet.
It's been digitized, and it's probably like a random warehouse where they store the rest of the shitty GNR merch they hawk at us.
It's in a can with like a Christmas tree and
it's like in the bin with Axel's Halloween decorations. This Halloween tree, or whatever the hell he puts out that one time he's on Kimmel talking about a Halloween tree.
No, that's a good
idea. Yeah, that's my Halloween tree, son.
I do that shit. Well, I would.
Oh yeah.
Any other news?
One final one here. So a new study shows which bands have the most valuable vintage T-shirts. So this was done by a site called Spreadshirt.com. They analyzed over 84,000 listings of band and music artist T-shirts that are sold on popular resale marketplace websites. Data was collected between December of 2023 and September of 2024. Only included sold listings. So listings are actually sold, not ones that are up or whatever, still, to reflect accurate data and sale value to calculate precise averages.
Can I make a prediction?
Yes.
I think the most valuable are going to be some bands we've never heard of that are like punk rock, smaller bands that did this shit on their own. But you go ahead and we'll see if I'm right.
Yeah, so I have the top 10 like for here, and then we can break it down after by band and by genre, which they do as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a Grateful Dead Panther tour tee from 1994 that is number one. It went for $22,750.
Oh yeah, them Deadheads like that shit.
Yeah, there's an In Utero Nirvana tee number 2. It's $2,000.
Yeah.
Number 3 and 4 go to Bjork. Interesting.
Fuck.
Okay,
that's not music.
Some people it is. I don't know. Soundgarden, a Soundgarden tour shirt from 1989 went for $1,350.
Damn. I guess
Kanye West late registration tour tee sold for $1,300.
He bought that.
Maybe that was from like one of his very first tours. Late registration was like his first or second album.
Kanye was on 2 separate eBay accounts, driving up the price on his own.
Knowing him, he'd probably do that. The guy's crazy. Number 7, a Prince tour tee from 1993 sold for $1,299.
Oh, see, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's from an untitled tour tee. It's just like a picture of him, holding the microphone gun and shit.
Are these single shirts, or are they like
single shirts? These are just the top 10 tees that they found in the study.
Okay.
Another Bjork shirt at number 8. Number 9 was the Metallica Load Tour tee. And I'm surprised this one's rare because who would want to wear the shirt of an album cover that's called, is this the one that was with blood and piss or some shit? The artist,
What?
It was Load and Reload. It was the artwork was made by the same artist, if I recall correctly. Someone can correct me in the comments here or wherever. I believe one of the paintings this guy made was called like Blood and Piss or something, and the other one was made with this like blood and semen, and he just mixed it together and called that art. I'm like, okay, we're letting any whack job with a needle and a crystal meth addiction make art.
Well, there is one news story you forgot to talk about.
There was?
Yeah. Wigwam.
Oh, I'll get to that. That's our best for last. I still got more tour tees here. Because Guns N' Roses does place, if you break it down by band, they are technically out of the top 10 right in the middle. Guns N' Roses at number 5.
Okay.
The average resale value of their shirts go for $188.
Damn.
And if you break it down by genre, they're number 3 in rock, behind Red Hot Chili Peppers and Nirvana.
Okay.
And other people on the list, you have Green Day, Pearl Jam, Oasis is up there. Those prices are going to go up now because of the reunion.
Yeah, they'll be
Pink
famous.
Floyd, Ozzy, Metallica, and AC/DC.
Yeah, those are good.
Whereas shirts. So yeah, that's my bit on that. But also, yes, we saved the best for last because we got some new wigwam, baby.
All right.
Yeah, I know they've been teasing this all over their socials. We've been seeing it here and there. I believe, Human Fire just came out this past Friday. I believe this past weekend. I think it was released on the 23rd. They released it a bit early.
When was that news album announced? There was a show that was announced.
I know they're doing some European dates. I think they're doing the Monsters of Rock cruise, I believe, this year.
Well, they announced a new album on a show somewhere on the internet.
Yeah, they did. When we interviewed the lead singer there, Mr. Augustin Nielsen, he did announce a new album. They were working on material, and I know they've been posting updates in the from the studio recently. So this is the first one we've gotten here, Human Fire. But it was worded weirdly because it says it's part of a compilation album. So I don't know if it's like the first single for a new album. Well, I guess we'll see later on,
Yeah.
what happens. But we have a new song and a new music video to go along with it. And the song's pretty good, actually. I heard like the bit of it, the clip they posted on their Instagram of it, like the chorus. This chorus sounds like a wigwam chorus. And I'm like, I am all in for this shit. So fuck yeah. And please stream it and check it out because we love those guys.